What's up everyone, V here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Marvel Legends spot from Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I know it says part 1, but this was back when it was a part 1 and part 2. I'm glad it's not that anymore. I feel like, it's such a lazy thing, like, have them be different names. Also, since it's a trilogy, I feel like it's kind of dumb to have two of them be the same name. But anyway, this is Spot as he appears in Across the Spider-Verse. And spoiler alert, by the way, I will be talking about this movie a lot. There's your warning. But yeah, this is Spot as he appears in kinda the first half of the movie. Towards the end, I don't know, but like, this is like his more friendly look, because of course, if you saw the movie, he ends up inverting his color scheme when he goes into the Collider, which I hope they make a figure of that. They could literally just repaint this figure. I love it so much. But yeah, but this is, again, his, like, more friendly self. Was that a boat and a train outside? Oh my god. The perks of living next to a river that's next to train tracks. You can never catch a break. It's always when I'm recording. Alright, I think we're good. But yeah, anyway, back to Spot. Yeah, so I'm not gonna give my thoughts on Across the Spider-Verse because I did that in a bunch of reviews already. Go check out the Gwen and Peter B. Parker reviews if you want more in-depth thoughts on the movie from me. Also, go check out the 2099 review. I made it before I saw the movie, but still go check it out. But yeah. Anyway, all I'm going to say is that I liked it, but I feel like it's a bit overhyped. Anyway, now on to Spot. What I think of him. I thought he was great. He was really, really entertaining. Just a really fun villain. He was both hilarious, dumb, and menacing at the same time. I was legitimately terrified by him by the end of the movie. And I thought he was great. He's weird, goofy, quirky guy. Yeah, he just like me for real. He's also kind of built like me. But anyway, I thought he was a really fun and enjoyable character, and I can't wait to see him in Beyond the Spider-Verse, even though I bet he's going to be way more menacing in that one. And this figure is amazing. I love it so much. But before we get into his holes, let's take a look at the packaging. If you've watched any of the reviews, you already know what's going on in the packaging. It's the same packaging as every other figure. You got the portal thing here, Marvel Legends, warning, don't eat the holes. The Spot, Miles' logo, Hasbro. Yeah, that said the portal thing. You got Miles there. You got Miguel, Gwen, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1, 4+. On the back, you get a shot of all the figures. I'm not buying her. I'm also not buying Miles because I have the, oh my god, I threw him, no. I have the figure arts, which I will be reviewing the figure arts Miles and Gwen soon. Don't worry, that will be not the next review, because I think I want to do the No Way Home 3-pack next, but they'll be after that. And, I've reviewed Spider-Gwen, 2099, Peter B. Parker. I'm reviewing the Spot, and I really want Spider-Punk, but for some reason no stores have them in stock. And you have a nice little glam shot of the Spot with his accessories. I don't know why he's so shiny. He's like, he looks pearlescent in the render for some reason. I mean, he's kind of shiny, but like, I don't know why he looks like that in the render. But anyway, that's about it. Bringing in the man of the hour. I don't know who his voice actor is, but he sounds exactly like John Mulaney. And he honestly does give off a John Mulaney vibe. But John Mulaney played Spider-Ham. Also want Spider-Man Noir, but he's $60 on Amazon and sold out everywhere else, and I'm not willing to drop $60 for Nicolas Cage. But yeah, let's look at his accessories first. On him, he has his two open hands, and he comes with two fists, but you're never really going to pose him with this because they're not really too gesturous. They're not like very gesturing hands, and these go perfect with him, but he does have two fists, and he comes, I mean, what's Spot without some spots, and he comes with a couple spots with Miles as well, so He comes with a clear stand and like 2 spot effects. We got like one where like Miles that clips onto the end of it, not the end of it, but like clips on. You can put it at any height. You can put it up here, put it down here, rotate it this way. Clips on, and you just got Miles's hand coming through. It's painted decently. I feel like the red should go further down, but yeah. And then you got the one at the top, which is Miles. It doesn't clip on, just pegs on the top, but you got Miles coming out of a spot. And yeah, it's the Marvel Legends design, so it kind of has the inaccurate line work and the weird, like, diamond pattern on there. But the eyes are painted nice, and they didn't paint any of the red there, because the Marvel Legends figure has red painted there. It's not accurate. Like, if I bring in the box, you can see he's kind of got like a red up there. I love that look, but it's not accurate. And they didn't even paint the logo, so it looks a bit strange, but still really cool accessory. Glad he came with something to represent the spots. It does get a little awkward to balance sometimes because this is a rubbery piece. Yeah, you can have it just with that or with that. I've seen a lot of people do some wild photos where they take the limbs off a spot and just put them through like weird things, and it's pretty dope. I love this figure's great. This is probably my favorite figure from the Spider-Verse wave. And it's funny because I was most hyped for Gwen and 2099. I wasn't even gonna buy him. The only reason why I bought him was because I went to Target and he was discounted by $10, and I was like, might as well just get him discounted. I'm not passing that up. I wasn't even really planning on getting him because I just wasn't interested in him, and I bought him way before I even saw the movie, and I fell in love with him. He is just a blast to pose. He is the most fun figure out of all of them so far. I don't know. I feel like Spider-Punk might be equally as dope. I've seen a lot of people talk about that figure being great, and it just looks great, but I don't have him. So we're going to be talking about Spot. He's the best. I don't know why I said talking about him. I don't think sometimes when I speak. But yeah, this figure is really awesome. He is really fun. And one little thing I want to mention real quick is because I got my little Marvel Book of Villains, and it actually has Spot. And I was just looking at some of the bios for Comic Spot. 5'10", 170 pounds, Jonathan Ahn. I don't know how to say the last name. Spokane, Washington. Wasn't expecting that to be the place of origin. Instead of asking where were you born, we should ask where's your place of origin. That's way cooler. But like his bio, they actually had his origin like very similar in the movie, except it doesn't mention here about getting hit in the head with a bagel. Strength, that's rough. But yeah, he is awesome. I love how freakishly proportioned he is. He's got these very lengthy arms, these weird proportioned body. You know, just like me for real. But yeah, he's a really cool figure. So, getting into him, should stop. I need to reword my things. But it works for him because he talked about his holes a lot. Way too much. It got weird in some scenes. He was like grabbing his own ass and then talking about his holes. Like, his holes aren't a curse, they're the answer. But yeah, getting to the head sculpt, it's just a plain body. The spots aren't sculpted, which why would they be? They're just painted on. But it looks good. He's got the weird proportioned head that's like, it's hard to see, but like it's even awkwardly shaped, which I love. And one thing that the figure doesn't do, but the art style in the movie did, is I liked that like it had like the base sketch, you know, the circles and the lines when you make like, when you're sketching, I'm going to explain this horribly, when you're sketching like something, a person, and you do that little base sketch with the circles and the lines to get the body before you go into the actual details. I love that they kept those in his design. That was actually really cool. Also, 2099 kind of had that on his face, which was dope as well. But yeah, coming down to his body, this is very weirdly proportioned, but yeah, you got more of the spots painted throughout. Looks really good. Coming down, like, there's not much to talk about. It's just a smooth body. which has some weird proportions. Coming down to his back, got those nice spots, some, like, what are those? Backbones? I don't know. Then you come to his weird ass. He not 2099. He not packing cake back there. He's got this sad little limp of cheek back here. It's so sad and pathetic, and it's awkward, and I don't like that he grabbed it in the movie. Coming down to his arms, he just got the lengthy arms. Coming down to his hands, and the hands are sculpted differently. This one's got, like, his fingers splayed out. This finger's separate, but the rest are connected. And I like that. It adds more uniqueness to him. Then, of course, he has the spots painted throughout. He's like a little Dalmatian, except way more terrifying. And coming down to his legs, they're really lengthy as well, which is cool. But yeah, it's just more of the nice, smooth plastic. He does have a shine to him, as you can see, but it's nowhere near as pearlescent as the 3D render. He's got more of the spots, which look cool, and then come down to his little footsies. He's got a spot down there. But a very interesting thing that it took me a minute to realize is that the joints on him aren't lined up. Because when you bend his elbows, one arm goes higher than the other. And I always wondered why. And then I realized the joints don't line up. And what I mean by that is bringing in Peter B. Parker. Fuzz. You see, the knees line up, the elbows line up when you get him in a straight pose. But this knee joint is actually higher than this, and this arm joint is higher than this one. I think that's really cool, and it just adds to the freakiness of Spot. Like, look, he's freaky. And I just think that's really cool, and it's like, it's such a weird thing that they added that, but I think it just adds to the character a bit more. But yeah, like I said, there's really nothing to talk about. It is just a base body. A base, plain, white body with black spots on it. So articulation, he has a ball hinge? Is that what it's called? I want to say dumbbell joint, but I know that's wrong. He looks really far down, which is good because he's kind of tall. He looks really far up, too. Yeah, he has the one that looks really far up and really far down. Yet 2099, the one that's a Spider-Man, he's got the ball hinge. Not ball hinge, but like dumbbell joint. He would have been better with the dumbbell joint. He would have been better with the ball hinge, but no. They keep goofing it. He has a arm joint that goes out that far, although his shoulder joints are a bit stiff, and it is terrifying, because he is pretty thin. I'm worried I might break the arm. Rotates, bicep swivel, double jointed elbow that goes all the way up. Hinge in and out, rotates. He has a diaphragm joint which moves that far forward. Not too far forward, but it kind of goes far back, but you just create another hole. But it actually kind of works for him because he's already awkwardly proportioned and he has a bunch of holes, so it really actually does work for him. Rotates, kind of bob side to side. You can get him into some freaky poses. Like, I had him, like, looking like some spider creature looking like this. Like, you can just do some weird and freaky stuff, but it kind of works for him. Because he was crawling around through the spots in, like, some weird, creepy, like, spider-type way. You can kick his legs that far forward. You can kind of kick them back. Somehow, that nothing of an ass is actually getting in the way. You can have him do the splits, thigh rotation, double jointed knee, goes all the way up. He can kick past his ass, which is wild. Hinge up, down, and a rocker. He has some great articulation. You can just get him in some insanely expressive poses. I forget if he was the one that... No, wait. You can get him, like, he can kick his leg up, can have him go like this, be like, what's the deal with Spider-Man? I don't know. But you can get him in, like, some wildly expressive poses. Like, look at this. What the hell is this pose? I've posted some of them on my Instagram, MoonKnightXO, go check that out. And, like, I have a little, like, highlight thingy of some pictures. And I've just taken so many wild and weird pictures. I might post more of them today. Because it's just, like, you just get some wild poses with him. Because he's, like, his hands just look so expressive. You can looking like he's getting like a manicure, looking like he's like, what you say? Can like have him like kick up. I don't know. You can just get him. I feel like any weird pose you put him in, he looks good. Like, what the hell is this? And it somehow looks good. He just poses so well. I love him. He is honestly just a really great figure. Like, think of the dumbest pose imaginable. Just throw his joints in different directions, and I think you can get him in a really cool looking pose. And that's why I love this figure so much. It's funny, I wasn't even going to get him, but that discount was like, made me be like, I'm going to get him. And I got him, and I love him so much. But yeah, comparison time, because I almost forgot. Because, you know, if you can't tell, these aren't the most professional reviews on YouTube. Let's put this back here too, so you can kind of get a vague scale of that. For our average comparisons, here he is next to Moon Knight. So, I thought he was really tall, but I guess he's like the size of Moon Knight. Then here he is next to Black Series and a Transformer Voyager class, Shockwave, and the Camino Trooper. Here he is next to some 7-inch scale figures. Here he is next to Jazzwares Halo and McFarlane DC Master Chief and the Flash. Now for some Spidey stuff. If you want to know if he can kind of work with like a comic Spidey, here he is next to the Amazing Fantasy Spidey, and it kind of works. Although I feel like this body would be perfect for just a normal comic Spot. And I might actually buy it because I love that body, and I kind of love Spot now. And for some Spider-Verse comparisons, here he is next to 2099 and Peter B. Parker. They look great together. Here he is next to the Marvel Legends and SH Figure Arts Gwen, Marvel Legends Figure Arts. We'll be reviewing her soon. Already reviewed her. And finally, here he is next to his arch nemesis, Spider-Man. Spider-Man, why'd you create that guy? Literally, all of this because Peter B. Parker decided to pick up a bagel while he was running away, and he just tossed it back. The next thing you know, he creates this thing. But yeah. Also, here he is next to the portal thing. So yeah, do I recommend this figure? Hell yeah. This figure's great. Like, I was dicey on the other Spider-Verse figures, except for Peter B. Parker. I actually really like him too. But like, for like 2099 and Gwen, they honestly disappointed me. I went in with high expectations and I was extremely let down. Spot, I went in with no expectations and was extremely delighted. I could very well see him making the top 10 figures of the year, or at least honorable mentions. He is just fun. Because like how I rank figures on is like accuracy, articulation, but also just the fun factor. Like, can you just grab him and just sit for hours posing him and just having fun? And that's what I had with him. I just sat on my couch after I got him and just messed around with him for hours, just posing him and putting him in weird poses and taking pictures. And it was really fun. I highly recommend this guy. And if you think, he looks awkward in proportion, like weird proportions, I don't know if I want him, just get it. He's probably not that expensive, because if he's discounted to $10, I doubt he's like not that much anywhere else. And you owe it to yourself to buy him. He is just a blast of a figure and a blast of a character. You know, I love him and all of his holes. And yeah, that's about it. Like, subscribe, check out my previous reviews. Got a lot of Spider-Verse reviews done, and I will be reviewing a lot more Spider-Man stuff. I got the 2 figure arts, the No Way Home 3-pack coming up. Got some more Transformers stuff, a couple more Flash things. We'll finally get back to the Guardian stuff. I just wanted to get all the Spidey stuff out while it's still hot. And, yeah, that's about it. Hope you have a beautiful day. And if you got a bagel, don't throw it behind you at someone, because you might create an interdimensional being of immense power that will then try to kill your dad. Peace.